Hey everyone. So today we're jumping into a topic that is, it's literally changing our world as we speak. Artificial intelligence. It's everywhere, woven into our lives in ways we don't even notice sometimes. But man, it also brings up some of the biggest, toughest questions about where we're all headed. So let's just cut right to the chase. When you hear the letters A and I, what's the first thing that pops into your head? Do you think, wow, an amazing tool for progress? Or is it more like, uh-oh, is this a potential threat? Good thing, bad thing? That's the big question we're going to try to unpack today. Okay, so before we can even start to talk about the good and the bad, we've got to be on the same page. What is AI really? Well, at its heart, it's this incredibly powerful tech that's all about helping machines, well, learn. Learn from tons of data, make smart decisions, and solve really complex problems, a lot of times in ways that feel very, very human. To really get our heads around this, let's look at it like a story in three parts. And we'll start with Act 1, the absolutely incredible promise of AI. And look, the upsides here are frankly game-changing. It all kicks off with just raw speed and efficiency. An AI can chew through amounts of data in a few seconds that would take a person or even a team of people weeks to get through. Now, that incredible speed leads directly to automation, right? It takes over all those boring, repetitive tasks, which frees us humans up to do more creative, interesting stuff. Then there's accuracy. AI can perform tasks with a level of precision that seriously cuts down on human error. Think about medicine, where it can help doctors spot things in scans that the human eye might miss. Plus, these systems have 24/7 availability, they never get tired, they don't need coffee breaks, and when you put all of that together, you get improved decision-making. AI can spot trends and patterns we'd never see, helping us make much smarter, better informed choices. But, and you knew there was a but coming, like any super powerful technology, there is another side to this story. It feels like every single one of those advantages casts a long shadow. And that brings us to Act 2, the perils of AI. This slide just captures the whole dilemma perfectly, doesn't it? On one hand, you've got the promise. Automation makes everything more efficient and saves us all a lot of effort. Awesome. But on the other hand, there's the peril. That exact same automation can take away human jobs. It's the same technology, the same advance, just looked at from two totally different angles. And the worries definitely don't stop with job loss. First off, there's the high cost. Building and just maintaining these complex AI systems is seriously expensive. Then there's something more fundamental, a lack of creativity. AI is a master of logic, for sure, but it can't replicate real human emotion or that spark of genuine invention. This can lead to a dangerous over-reliance, where we start to depend on AI so much that our own skills get a little rusty. And maybe the most critical problem of all is bias and errors. See, if you train a hiring AI on past company data, and that data has some old biases in it, well, the AI is just going to learn to repeat those biased decisions. Not because it's evil, but because its teachers, the data, were flawed from the start. So, you've got this incredible promise on one side and some really significant peril on the other. It feels like a total contradiction. So how in the world do we make sense of this? Well, that brings us to our final act. Act 3, this synthesis. Maybe the best way to wrap our minds around this whole thing is with a simple but really powerful analogy. Just think of AI as a tool. That's it, a tool. Like a hammer. A hammer can be used to build a beautiful house, or it can be used to break a window. The hammer itself isn't good or bad, right? What really matters is how we decide to use it. And that simple idea kind of shifts the whole focus from the technology itself back to us. So, after all that, where does this leave us? Let's try to pull all these threads together for the final takeaway. And here's what's so crucial to understand. The two faces of AI, the promise and the peril, they're completely inseparable. They're two sides of the same coin. For every amazing advantage like speed and automation, you have to wrestle with a disadvantage like potential job loss and high cost. For every benefit you get from its accuracy, you have to be on guard against the risk of bias. It's just not a simple case of good versus bad. It's a package deal. It's all about balance. So at the end of the day, we started this by asking if AI is a good thing or a bad thing. But maybe that was the wrong question all along. Maybe the real question is about us. The technology is here. This incredibly powerful tool is in our hands right now. The question is, how will we choose to use it? Because that's the answer that's going to define our future.